Hello everyone, welcome back to Dramafan. I got goosebumps at the end of episode 16. I am not sure how to start this video, but I will start when Jeong told Mr. Gu, when those people come to you again in the morning, laugh like you did now. Welcome them like that. So Jeong tells him not to drink after he wakes up and confronts his problems with a laugh. That way, it can also reduce Mr. Gu's alcohol consumption. Laughing can also help release anger and forgive more quickly. As Jeong said earlier, liberation is to find out your own issue. Since they now know the problems in their life, they will know how to solve them. So they can deal with the problem. Like Jeong, who finally smiled after meeting Chanyok. Although she hopes that Chanyok doesn't return the money. However, when Chanyok said he would pay off his debt slowly, Jeong just accepted Chanyok's statement. She didn't reject or even curse him. Here Jeong has been freed from Chanyok when she helps Chanyok to resolve the misunderstanding in the ATM. So after separating from Chanyok, Jeong returned to the office with a smile. She will also feel her heart become lighter after letting go of her problems with Chanyok. Previously she seemed to hate Chanyok so much, even when she was annoyed with Mr. Gu, she would curse Chanyok instead. After being told by Jeong to laugh, Mr. Gu shouts, "Ya Jeong," to call her. They joke and laugh. From here, not only Jeong, but Mr. Gu also realized that Jeong would never let him hit rock bottom. Previously Jeong could also understand his feelings and the reason why Mr. Gu was always drinking, even after he woke up in the morning. Mr. Gu said, "When I am sober, all the people from my past come to me. I say, let's get up, let's drink. They will all go away if I drink." This means Mr. Gu was unable to solve the problem and continued to avoid it. Where Jeong is also one of those people. Which makes me think that he felt guilty about Jeong when he left Sanpo. That's why he hesitates to contact Jeong. Until when he called Jeong, but Jeong had changed her number. So he immediately went to Sanpo to find Jeong. Unlike Mr. Gu, Jeong doesn't think of Mr. Gu as a burden or hate him. Since when Mr. Gu asked, "Among those people you wanted to prove were terrible, was I one of them?" Jeong replied, "You're like a sanctuary that I keep within my head. Because I decided to keep you away from my hate." So that's why when she got a call from Mr. Gu, she immediately agreed to meet him. When Mr. Gu just wanted to start a new life and wanted to be free from his problem until he can let Samsik play and sing this song in the car. He even laughed at Samsik because Samsik's song selection was too old. Here Mr. Gu had followed Jeong's advice not to drink in the morning and laughed. Previously the atmosphere in the car was very tense. They only need to make a sound when there is something important they want to say or ask. But Mr. Gu again had to return to his old self when he arrived at the club. Because of the trouble at the club, he didn't even smile at all. But for the first time he thought of Samsik. He calls Samsik as Okja, and because of this Samsik said his name is old-fashioned. So when he called Samsik to close the club, he changed Samsik's name to Kim Woo-bin. I was surprised when he said that. Samsik is very happy with his new name because the name Kim Woo-bin is cooler and modern. Also sounds handsome. Mr. Gu shows that he can change for the better. Although when he called Samsik with Kim Woo-bin his face was very scary. This shows that he is the strongest person there and he is not afraid of them. This can also be seen from his white coat. Which means he wants to start a new life and of wiping the slate clean. But the sweater is black. Black alone represents evil, darkness, night, and despair. These two colors are contradictory, so what he wanted, he couldn't get it right away. I think this is the first time we've seen Mr. Gu fighting. It was true that he was indeed the strongest. But his facial expression says it all. While fighting, he looks like he is in pain. When he fights, he realizes that he has not been able to break free and change from his daily life and have to return to zero again. Just when he felt he could break free because of Jeong, he had to come back being his old self. When Samsik is on the floor, Mr. Gu is very worried, afraid that Samsik will not wake up. That's why he kept calling him until Samsik answered him. It turned out that Mr. Gu really cares about the people who work around him. That's why he kept on letting Hyunjin. When he already knew that Hyunjin kept taking money from the club and didn't change. But Mr. Gu still gave him a chance. Until in the end he was betrayed by Hyunjin. After Mr. Gu warned Hyunjin, he was like someone who wanted to hunt him down. However, he saw a little girl in the elevator which made him happy for 7 seconds. This little girl represents Jeong. So things that remind him of Mi-jung can make him happy. Like in the previous episode, this baby represents Mi-jung. But this time it was a little girl who appeared. It's like symbolizing Mr. Gu relationship and feelings with Mi-jung, who has grown. And show that Mr. Gu grows mature. Not only that, this little girl who symbolizes Mi-jung also indirectly tells him to stop doing bad things that he can regret later. Since Mi-jung always seemed to know that Mr. Gu would do bad things. But it turns out Mr. Gu didn't stop and went to buy alcohol. He planned to drink in the morning in order to get rid of the people that came to his mind. Just as he was about to take the alcohol from his pocket, his coins fell. He really cares about the coins when he has a lot of money in his bag. It also makes me think that Mr. Gu cares deeply about the little things in his life and doesn't just look at the big picture. Mr. Gu was relieved that the money didn't fall, even when he picked it up. This falling coin is like a warning for Mi-jung again, telling him to stop. Because if Mr. Gu didn't stop, he would be the same as the coin that fell into the darkness, and later on it will be very difficult to take him out from the darkness. Also, he will be trapped there. Finally, Mr. Gu gave the alcohol to someone else and went to see Mi-jung. These both scenes refer to when Mi-jung was hit by the fruit, when she wanted to smoke. When she feels that her life is very hard and wants to run from problems. So the fruit represent Mr. Gu told her to stop. Mr. Gu and Mi-jung life divided into two parts when they haven't and have met each other. And because of that, they can change and feel how to be loved. For Mi-jung, she can change to be a better person because of Mr. Gu. She also felt that Mr. Gu is always by her side. That's why at the end Mi-jung said, "I feel so lovable. There's nothing but love in my heart. So I can't feel anything but love." She has attained her liberation. Just like Mi-jung, Mr. Gu has also changed into a better person because of Mi-jung. However, he is still in the process of liberation and changing. That's why at the end he said, trudging on step by step. He had decided and started to change by following Mi-jung's advice not to drink in the morning after waking up, laughing, and finding happiness in every little thing every day. Everything seems difficult at first. But in the end he realized that Mi-jung was always by his side to warn him. Slowly to become a better person. Finding his own liberation. The story of this drama is very beautiful. I really love the story, and in my opinion this can be interpreted as a perfect ending as well for Mi-gu couple. This drama is one of the best dramas so far. I will definitely rewatch this drama again. I love everything about this drama. However, I am very curious about what the writer and director imagined about the continuation story of Mr. Gu and Mi-jung. As this person said, whether you're alive or dead, you're never prepared for your last journey. I guess, although the journey ends here, it will never be the last journey for Mr. Gu and Mi-jung. Thank you to the writer, director, the actors and actresses, and also the staffs who brought us this drama. It will become an unforgettable memory. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.